Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicings rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling stream. My favorite book is Stride Towards Freedom, written by Martin Luther King. I've never heard anybody speak as eloquent as he. And by reading his book, I was debunking like all of the negativity, that was told about people of color during that time. Hi, I'm Christine Peoples, the Education Coordinator for Springfield Greene County Park Board. And we're at the library. And the reason why is because this is where it all began. I moved to Springfield when I was 15. It took me a while before I even saw, a person of color. It was my mom's choice, so here I was. The library became my place of solace. This is my third space. It's my place where I feel I belong. It's natural. What drove me to start the meet and greet at the Midtown Carnegie Branch Library? It was 3 young ladies that had children, and they came to me and they entrusted me and told me that their children, they didn't like themselves. They didn't like their skin color. They didn't like, and they said, we've got to do something. Something had to take place that we could bring families together so that they would feel loved and valued in their own identity. I got with Jim Smith, which is a great friend of mine. He also is associate director of the libraries here in Springfield. Midtown was closest in our community. So we started with the Harlem Renaissance costume party. We brought together college students, we brought together ministers, families out of the church, and my favorite is I had the girls too all have red dresses and intentionally bought them too big, too long, so that the mothers could put their little girls on the tables and hymn them and have that time with them. It's intentional. I really didn't know how much I needed the library until I started working with the kids in the community. I'm always looking for something that would help to uplift the next generation. So I started talking with the elders. The old-fashioned neighborhood churches, they were the net. They were the net for families. You could count on mothers calling and say, hey, my son, my daughter has never been in this town before. Can you look out for them? This is my number. Kids coming to the church on the weekends for a meal, not a sermon, but a meal. I want to bring that back. This building was not relied on by one source. It was moved by all of us. And we had to, come together and collaborate with our talents. Timmons Hall is a historic Black church that was slated for demolition when the community came together to save it and physically move it into Silver Springs Park. The goal of Timmons Hall is to bring back community. We develop programming from the history of Silver Springs Park, the city of Springfield, anything that has to do with people of color in Springfield. The idea for these kids to get something deposited into them, it has to be community. They have to be able to go to the library. They have to be able to go to one of their own neighborhood churches in walking distance. I want it to be grassroots. I want them to be able to experience their first carrot out of the ground. That's why I'm excited to have collaborating programming with Springfield Community Gardens. So education through faith and food was the history. There's internships available, paid internships, if you want to learn how to till your land and grow food. Silver Springs Park was the only park open to Black people during Jim Crow segregation. We have several events that happen in this park. Park Day is one of them. I was really touched by this gathering. I saw families together. I saw people hugging that we haven't seen in forever. And these are young people that I remember. The Bible calls it the ministry of helps. And that's why I'm an outreach minister. Faith is something that is so strong within me because I've seen it work. I've seen the examples of it. I didn't hear somebody talk about it. They lived it. I can never regret having grandparents that exemplified having faith to the fullest. The Lord knows my heart. And what I was seeking for is community that would come together like days of old, like the atmosphere you feel in this church. I know that God's going to change the heart of people. My spark doesn't come just, by God alone. It comes from the interaction, those people that I touch. And we're all puzzle pieces, right? To make that bigger picture, you have to come together. So I'm not supposed to be perfect. What puzzle piece is perfect? I believe in God doing that. So I just keep my vision, my tunnel vision on doing what I need to do. Who is Christine Peoples? I identify myself by every person that's made an impact in my life. It's my grandmother, it's the neighbor across the street, a school teacher. I am a product of all of these people that have imparted into me. I like to connect, and when that connection goes well, all is well. My name is Christine Peoples, and these are my Ozarks.